Hey, it's Michael Griswold, and in this episode of the Get Your Ex Back video series, you're going to discover the #1 reason that people who don't get their ex back, why they fail, and the one thing you can do to make sure that doesn't happen to you. And the reason is quite surprising. I'll get to that in just a moment. Now, if you've been following this Get Your Ex Back video series, you'll know that in the first video, you discovered how to know if you still have a chance. It's a question on a lot of people's mind. We've broken up, they say they don't want to talk to me anymore, they say it's over, do I still have a chance? In that video, I shared with you how to know for sure if you have a chance. In the second video, you discovered how to haunt your ex's thoughts, both day and night, so they are compelled, they feel this compulsion to reach out to you, to contact you, and to see how you're doing. And in the third video, you discovered the oddest obstacle to getting your ex back and found that it was surprisingly close to you and completely under your control. You also discovered how high school geometry has a secret that can help you get your ex back. And now we come to what might be the most important video of them all. And the reason is because this is the thing that makes people give up. And if you want to make sure that doesn't happen to you, then this video holds the answer. Have you ever had this experience? You're talking to someone about your relationship and they stroke their chin and they look earnestly into your eyes and they tell you, your ex is your ex for a reason. There's plenty of other fish in the sea, you should just move on. Well, it's a bit like talking to a doctor and saying, I've just broken my arm, and the doctor saying, well, you've broken your arm for a reason. There are plenty of other things that you can do in life without your arm, with your arm being broken. You should just do those. It's one of the dumbest things that someone could say to you. Of course your ex is your ex for a reason. The question is that reason enough to give up? Now, in some cases it is. In some cases, you should move on and find someone who will respect you, who will honor you, who shares the same values that you share, who won't make you feel insecure, or you won't be jealous or suspicious of them, or they won't be jealous or suspicious of you. But in other cases, and maybe in your case, maybe you've found that person, your person, the person that you want to spend the rest of your life with, and they've slipped through your fingers and you just don't know how to fix it. Well, in that case, your ex is your ex for a reason is just a cover-up for other people's cowardice. You see, when people say your ex is your ex for a reason, what they're really saying is they're cowards. They don't have the courage that it takes to press through the difficulty, and that's what it is sometimes, difficult to work these things out. And see, this ends up being damaging. These are the people that end up dying alone and living very lonely lives. And the reason is because from the time you were a child, you had these ideals. You wanted to grow up and fall in love and marry someone and build a family and have your person. And then somewhere along the way, most people think they become jaded and cynical and skeptical and think, oh, that's just in the fairy tales. That doesn't happen in real life. Well, I happen to know that it does happen in real life. I happen to know that my aunt and uncle, who've been married for 53 years, they know that it happens in real life. I happen to know that it's happened in real life for me and for many of my clients. So the thing to protect yourself from is the jadedness and the cynicism that surrounds you. See, it's understandable, right? These people, they get hurt, and rather than pressing through that hurt, rather than doing the courageous thing and dealing with that hurt, they just say, well, that doesn't exist. Let me beg you, for your soul's sake, for the sake of your heart, for the sake of the ideals that you grew up with, for the sake of the things that you told yourself when you were a kid, don't go down that road. Don't give up. If your ex is not good for you, if they didn't treat you well, then certainly move on and find someone who does. But if you guys just had problems and you didn't know how to fix it, there is a solution, and it's easier than you think. And let me tell you, my clients who have gotten back together, people in life who have broken up and then gotten back together, they would never say your ex is your ex for a reason. Those people who are building lives together, having children, making memories, they would never subscribe to that diabolic rubbish. And I hope you won't either. If you know that the person that you broke up with is your person, if you feel like they are, then reach out and let me help you. Let me guide you through. And here's another thing. If you know that your ex is not your person and that it's bad for you and that you should move on, but you keep having this same thing happen over and over, where you fall in love and then get your heart broken, well, it's time to fix that. It's time to fix that because the most valuable thing in your life are your ideals. The most valuable thing in your life, if love and marriage is important to you, then it's important that they be important. Because if you give up those ideals, if you give up the things that are most valuable to you, what do you have left? I'll tell you what you have left. You have the cynicism and the jadedness that you see around you. You have women who are skeptical of men, who won't open themselves up and end up feeling so lonely. They want to be loved. They want to feel loved, but unwilling to do it. This is not a declaration of weakness. Wanting to be loved is a human quality, and one that you and even those women and men deserve. The question is, will you have the courage to do it? Or will you end up like the ones who showed their cowardice and gave up? Let me invite you, let me implore you to not be like that. Instead, do the work. Show that it's important to you, so that when you do, and when you get back together with the person that you love, or find that person, your person, who will look into your eyes and cherish you and love you and make you feel like you've always wanted to feel, you'll know that it's real. And you won't ever have to listen to this rubbish about your ex is your ex for a reason, and those things don't happen in real life, because your life will be a shining example that it does. And imagine the joy of that just now. Imagine the joy of falling in love and making it last. If you'd like me to help you, then click on the link below and schedule a time for us to talk. What will happen after that? You'll register through PayPal. As soon as I get the notification from PayPal that you've registered, I will send you an email within 1 hour so that we can schedule our time together. Now, there is something that is true about this whole your ex is your ex for a reason nonsense. Obviously, they're your ex for a reason. But do you know what that is? We're going to find that out when we talk. And we're going to come up with a strategy, a way to fix that reason so that you can get back together. Or if you've had heartache after heartache after heartache and you're wondering, what's wrong with me? Why can't I get this right? Well, then isn't it time now to put an end to it? Isn't it a time now to put an end to the madness and instead finally feel the love, the adoration, the appreciation, the respect that you want and that you deserve? If it is, then click on the link below. I'll get in touch with you within 1 hour and we'll schedule our time together. And you'll be amazed at how your life can turn around just like that. My name is Michael Griswold, and for all of you courageous people who are living your ideals, who in the face of such difficulty emotionally, because it is sometimes, it is scary, I commend you, I applaud you for your courage. And you are the people that everyone else will look to as examples of the way that life can be. Don't give that up. It is the most valuable thing you have. Talk to you soon.